If you don't know what Wander Over Yonder is, it's a show. It ended already, but you can still watch it on Disney Plus. Wait, he's Dot's husband? He's Dot Warner's husband? He's Dot's husband? Who would have known? Who would have known that such a silly, furry orange guy like Wander could pull such a majestic person like Dot Warner, the Warner sister herself? He can hardly believe it. He can hardly believe himself sometimes. Not a lot of people know that the two of them are a couple that's been married for a while. So when they are informed, they're kinda their minds are usually blown. Some even question what Dot even see in him. But hey, he's sweet and kind, silly as heck. Dot Warner, she was home, doing basically whatever. Wander wasn't home much. He wasn't home much due to constantly exploring and adventuring. But Dot didn't mind too much. As long as he came back home safely, right? She honestly can't help but be worried sometimes. She was a bit lost in thought until she heard the sounds of the front door opening and then see the familiar smile, her love. Darling, do I miss you so much? Oh, do I miss you so much? He said happily and full with energy. He runs up and gives Dot a hug, a huge hug. But due to being way shorter, he reached like around her hip. His familiar, heavy southern accent was comforting for her. He was only away for a month this time, but oh boy, did it feel like forever. What she didn't know, though, was Wander has been having a severe case of baby fever while he was away. He's definitely gonna beg Dot for a kid. But knowing what happened the last time he ever had tried to take care of a baby with Sylvia on that one time. But not now. He wasn't going to beg for a kid. Not now. But not right now. He has to catch up. He has to catch up with his lovely spouse first. So, how have you been, sweetie? I hope I wasn't gone for too long. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Dot Warner chuckled slightly, feeling awkwardly surprised, but amused at the same time as she pats him, considering she's shorter than him and he's taller than her. So she tilts to the side.
Oh, obviously. Does it look like it, you ding dong?
Playfully winking.
And don't worry, I had Wacko and Yakko keeping me company since then. I would make a big
feast for dinner, but grudgingly narrowing.
Someone for a snack appetite ate almost the whole fridge up.
Sighing and facepalm in disbelief as she remembering her brother Wacko Warner snacking 4 hours ago before calming down a little.
But hopefully we'll make it work since he didn't eat the entire stack.
Wander grinned when he heard that Dot missed him, and his expression only grew more amused when she called him a ding-dong. He leaned on her, listening intently as she continued to speak. With a goofy smile on his face, his eyes lit up when she mentioned that she had Yakko and Wacko over. He loves her brothers. He clearly loves her brothers. Loved her Warner brothers. He chuckles at her statement about one of her brothers' snacking habit. Oh dear. Well, you know how Wacko is. He just likes his snacks. Maybe we could try hiding some in higher places he can't reach, he suggested, still chuckling. Dot.
Yeah, even Yakko's most big brother mature humor wasn't enough to stop that from happening.
To believe a heart of a big brother Yakko is but a strange comedian at that.
But hey, that's Yakko Warner for ya.
Wander couldn't help but laugh at her description of Yakko. He thought it was quite accurate. Yeah, Yakko's always been a bit of a character, but you gotta love him for it. He said, still chuckling. He then tilted his head to the side. So, what did you guys do while I was gone? Anything exciting happen? Anything excited happen? Dot.
Well, we were doing Uno, which was a bit much. Then we prank called most of the Looney Tunes. And we would go around and try making money by performing and entertaining the neighbors with our wacky, crazy behaviors and slapstick talents. And we've watched old films too, not to mention the big ice cream special. So yeah, it would be all much.
Wander's eyes widened in amusement as she describes all the activities her and her brothers did. He chuckled and shook his head in disbelief. Wow, you guys sure know how to keep yourselves entertained. I wish I could have been there to see all of that. He paused for a moment, his expression changing to one of curiosity. Hey, can I ask you something? Dot.
Like what?
He took a deep breath, his expression turning a hint more serious. He hesitates for a moment before continuing. It's just, well, there was something that popped into my mind a while back, and I've been thinking about it a lot. He paused again, wondering if he should just spit it out already. Dot.
Well, if you want a prank called the Looney Tunes, I can save some phone line up numbers for you, just for fun since you've missed out.
Wander giggles and shakes his head, dismissing the prank call idea. What? No, it's not about that. He sighs, gathering his thoughts. It's just lately I've been having these thoughts.
Oh?
Wander hesitates again, biting his lip slightly. It's hard to explain. It's just this feeling of wanting something specific. He looks up at her, his expression a mix of insincerity and nerves. Can I show you something? Dot nodded. She nodded. Wander let out a breath and grabbed her hand. He leads her over to the couch and gestures for her to sit down with him. Close your eyes and hold out your hands, he requested, a hint of excitement in his voice.
Okay.
Wander smiles and watches as she closed her eyes and hold out her hands. No peeking now, okay? He gently places something rather small in her hands.
Okay.
He takes a deep breath, a step back, watching her expression as she holds the mysterious object in her hands. Okay, you can open your eyes now, he said quietly, a hopeful expression on his face. Wander watches her intently, his heart racing a bit as she finally opened her eyes. He noticed her expression and his smile widens. He takes a deep breath. So, what do you think? What do you think? He gestures to the object in her hands, his eyes full of anticipation.
OMG? Is this a flower? It doesn't look like any ordinary flower I've seen. OMG. How?
Wander's smile widened, seeing her reaction. He nodding, confirming her suspicions. Yeah, it's not just any flower. He moves closer and sits down next to her on the couch. It's called a love flower. They're quite rare. Dot kisses Wander everywhere before hugging him on the couch.
You have no idea how thrilled and surprised I am. Thanks. Thank you.
Wander's eyes widened in surprise as she kissed him and hugged him tightly. He smiles, feeling a mix of joy and relief that she liked the present. You're welcome. He returns the hug, holding her close. You know, love flowers have special meaning, you know.
Really?
He nods, his smile turning a bit more smug. Yeah, they represent love and affection, but they also symbolize a desire for something more. Wander looks up at her, his expression a mix of fondness and slight nerves. You see, there's something else I want to ask you.
Okay.
Wander takes a deep breath, trying to calm his nerves. Well, you know how much I love you, right? He asks, looking up at her with a mixture of love and uncertainty in his eyes. Nodded with a smirk. He smiles slightly at her response, encouraged by the smirk on her face. And you know how I want to spend the rest of my life with you, right? He scooted closer to her on the couch, his heart racing.
Yeah, just get to the point, Prince Charming.
Wander chuckled nervously, his face turning a slight shade of red. He took a deep breath and swallowed. Okay, here it goes. He paused for a moment, gathering his thoughts.
I know we've talked about this before, but I want to ask officially. He hesitates again, taking another deep breath. Dot. Wander takes her hand in his, looking into her eyes with a mixture of nerves and determination. For the past 7 or quite a lot of years, I think. For the past few years, we've been through so much together. We've grown, we've learned, we've had our fair share of ups and downs, but through all of it, you've been my rock, my partner, my best friend. My best friend. He takes a deep breath, his heart pounding in his chest. And I can't imagine spending the rest of my life without you. Without ya. He pauses again, his voice soft. Dot. Yeah, and from a ordinary boyfriend girlfriend couple, we're like married, so I don't even know what's next in my life, but I try not to get emotional at these moments. Trying to wipe a tear from her face, attempting to stay calm and unnatural. Wander smiles at her words, feeling a mix of emotions himself. He noticed the tear that's trying to escape her eye. Hey, it's okay. It's okay to be emotional. This is a big moment. He gently reaches up and wipes away the tear from her face. You know, we may be like a married couple, but I was thinking maybe we could make it official. We can make it official. He looks at her intently, his hope and love radiating from him. Dot. Really? Wander nods, nodding, his smile growing even wider. Yeah, really. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small velvet box. He takes a deep breath and opens it, revealing a simple but beautiful ring inside. I want to make it official. I want to marry you, darling. I want to marry you. I want to marry you, darling. Wander couldn't help but smile at her reaction. He watched her intently, his heart skipping a beat at the sparkle in her eye. Is that a yes? Is that a yes? He asked, a hint of teasing in his voice. Dot immediately kisses all over Wander's face again, while tightly wrapping around him with surprise. Her heart was racing crazy. She couldn't believe this was happening. She never thought this would happen. Oh, you charming, optimistic, fun rascal little... Yes, duh, of course I would. Like, OMG? Wander couldn't help but laugh as she kissed his face and tightly hugged him. He felt a mixture of joy and relief wash over him at her enthusiastic response. I'll take that as a yes. He wrapped his arms around her tightly, holding her close. He pulled away slightly to look at her, his eyes full of love. Well, I'm so glad you said yes. I was afraid you might say no. Dot. Actually, earlier, while I was trying to stop Wacko from eating too much ice cream or anything, while me, Wacko, and Yakko were at the store truck, Yakko thought I would plan something special for you. So I would ask you the same thing, and I doubt that you would agree and say no at first as well. But I'm surprised right now. If my older yakking comedian brother Yakko Warner was here, he would have yacked away to rub it in my face in the way he'd be saying, "He told me so," and be all, good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. That he knew this what happened to me or whatever. Wander couldn't help but burst out laughing at the thought of Yako's reaction. He could almost hear him saying, "I told you so," in his comedic voice. Yeah, I can totally see Yako doing that. He's always got some witty quip or joke ready to go. Witty quip or joke ready to go. He grins at her, still holding her close. But even if he did try to rub it in your face, I'm just glad you said yes. Dot.
Yeah.
He smiles at her giggle, feeling his heart swelling with love. He gently takes her hand in his. So, we're engaged? We're engaged now, huh? He says, his eyes sparkling with happiness. Dot nodding with a cheeky expression.
Oh, you bet, lucky doctor.
Purring flirtatiously. Wander chuckled at her cheeky expression and flirtation. He raises an eyebrow at the nickname she just gave him. Lucky doctor, huh? I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. He grins, holding her closer. And oh boy, did I feel lucky when you said yes. Wander smirks at her flirty response, feeling himself getting more smitten by the minute. You know, you're pretty irresistible when you act all flirty like this, he teased, stealing a quick kiss. Wander chuckled at her giggle, his smile turning even more charming. That adorable laugh, you know it makes my heart skip a beat every time, he says, still holding her close. Oh man, I don't know how I'm going to keep myself from kissing you senseless now that we're engaged. Dot.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how I'm even gonna tell Yako and Wacko about this news.
Wander playfully rolls his eyes at her comment about Yako and Wacko. Oh boy, I can just imagine the teasing we'll get from that pair. He grins. Yako will probably make some joke about how I finally tied the knot, and Wacko will probably ask when he can start eating wedding cake. Dot.
Yeah, that's typical of that. Even all they might be proud.
They might be proud of me, or get emotional about it.
What? Who couldn't blame them?
Wander noticed her slightly emotional tone and the sniffle. Hey, it's okay. He gently cups her face in his hand, looking at her with tenderness. You know, they'll be happy for us. They might tease us a bit, but it'll be out of love. Dot.
Are you sure you can handle Yako, the big brother comedian, and Wacko, the little brother goofball, with an appetite? But I guess you're right. This is so much for me, and everything goes by too fast. Wander smiles, feeling his heart warm at her question. Oh, I can definitely handle them. I've known them long enough by now, haven't I? He chuckles. And hey, this is just the beginning for us. Sure, time flies, but we've got the rest of our lives to make memories together. Dot. I guess you're right, my nomad, cosmic cowboy, silly willy-nilly. Squish his face playfully while chuckling.
Wander grins as she squished his face playfully. He can't help but laugh at her playful gesture. You really know how to squish my face, don't you? He teased, still holding her face in his hands. But seriously, I'm just thrilled about this whole engagement thing. Us getting married, it's a dream come true for me. Dot.
I know, it's a surprise for me as well. I feel like this is a dream and I didn't even wake up. I didn't even wake up. I don't even know if this is real or not.
Wander looks at her, his expression soft. Don't worry, it's real. Clearly real. He assures her, caressing her cheek gently. I know it all seems a little surreal right now, but believe me, this is all real. We're really engaged. He smiles, his eyes filled with love. Dot.
I don't know what to say.
Leans down awkwardly. Wander's smile widened as she suddenly squealed and leaned down awkwardly. You're so cute when you do that, he teased, still holding her face in his hands. You don't have to say anything. Just take it all in. He looks at her intently, wanting to make sure she's okay. Dot.
Thanks.
Thank you. Wander grins, feeling a mix of excitement and contentment. So, you're really okay with all this? With being engaged and marrying me? He asked, wanting to make sure she's still fully on board with this. Dot.
Yes, I'm okay with it. I just hope that I don't lose you. I hope I don't lose you, or worse. Wander's expression softened as she expressed her concern. He gently rubs her cheek with his thumb. Hey, you won't lose me. You won't lose me, he says, his voice firm but caring. I promise you I'm not going anywhere. I'm committed to this, to us. I'll be by your side no matter what. Dot hugs him firmly, her expression passionate. Thank you. Thanks so much, Wander. I'll always have you in my heart. I love you, Wander.
Wander's heart skipped a beat at her firm hug and passionate expression. He hugs her back tightly, feeling a surge of love and gratitude. I love you too, darling. More than words can express. He looks at her, his eyes full of affection and tenderness. You have my heart, always. Dot. Kissing him a little. Wander's smile broadens as she kisses him. He can't help but let out a small chuckle at her adorable gesture. Your kisses are the sweetest, he says, wrapping his arms around her tightly. Dot.
So, now what?
Wander thinks for a moment, considering her question. Well, I suppose the first thing we need to do is tell our friends and families about our engagement. He paused for a beat. But for now, I just want to savor this moment with you. He pulls her closer, again looking at her with a hint of nervousness. There's something else I want to ask you, though. Dot.
Oh, really? I guess like what?
He takes a deep breath, looking a bit nervous. Well, I've been thinking about the future, and there's something else I'd like to discuss with you. He hesitates for a moment, gathering his thoughts. It's about having a family. Dot.
Oh?
Wander watches her expression, trying to gauge her reaction. Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I know we've talked about it before, but he takes a deep breath. I was wondering if you'd ever consider the idea of us starting a family someday. Dot.
Oh, well,
I suppose it would be interesting, but for now, I'm just not ready for it.
Plus, even if it ends up happening sooner or later without me knowing it yet, but for now, I just want to spend a lot of moments young, carefree fun, and just us romantically together. I'm just not ready yet, and it might take time for any process anyway.
Wander listens intently to her words, nodding understandingly. Of course, darling, I completely understand. Taking things slow and enjoying our time together is just as important. He reaches out and takes her hand, holding it gently. I want you to know that there's no rush. Your comfort and happiness are my top priorities. He pauses, his expression softening. We'll take one step at a time, okay? Dot.
Okay, and I get your hype about talking thoughts about that idea, and I know you like a help alcoholic for what would that be like, but I'm just not ready for that much yet, and I'm not wanting our relationship to be tougher than obstacles and challenges are already cause moments of us almost tearing apart that are. I'm just glad to finally get the worries out and just focus on the romantic times. Don't want to be stressful from that, especially for you, and you might regret it someday, how most families and with kids could be a handful.
Wander smiles at her words, appreciating her honesty. I understand, sweetie, and I respect your boundaries. He gently squeezes her hand. Taking things one step at a time and focusing on our relationship sounds good. And you're right, I can be a bit too eager sometimes. He chuckled lightly. I just get excited about these things, but your comfort and happiness are the most important to me. Dot.
But hey, if it's important to you, you're too important to me then, you silly fuzzball.
Wander grins at her nickname for him. Silly fuzzball, huh? He teasingly nudges her side. You know, I think you're the sweetest, most important person in my life too. He pulls her closer, a soft smile on his face. Wander chuckles again, loving the sound of her laughter. Your laugh, it's adorable, he says, his smile growing. And your smile, it's so cute. You're cute. He reaches up to brush a strand of hair away from her face, his touch gentle. Dot.
Oh, stop, silly fuzzball. You're making me blush, really. I'm a black and white Animaniac kind of Toon Warner sibling, for crying out loud. You're such a rascal. I'm glad you never change a bit.
Wander's smile widened at her reaction. He loves seeing her blush. I can't help it. You're so cute when you're flustered. He chuckles. And don't worry, I don't plan on changing anytime soon. I'm just the same old rascal you know and love. Dot.
And I'll always be your feisty, zany Toon Animaniac cutie pie. Kisses him passionately playful.
Wander grins at her words, feeling his heart skipping a beat. He's completely smitten with her. My feisty, zany cutie pie. He repeats, a smirk before being caught off by her passionate kiss. He lets out a small gasp before melting into it, returning the kiss with equal ardor. Wander pulls away slightly to catch his breath. His eyes are still fixated on her. A mixture of love and playfulness in his gaze. You always know how to make me swoon, darling.
he says, his voice slightly breathy. Wander grins at her expression, still a bit flustered from the intense kiss. You've got me wrapped around your finger, you know, he teases, lightly poking her side. Dot.
Well, same to you, sweetheart. Here, I've saved some extra ice cream for ya during me and my brother's ice cream spree so far, just in case for any occasion, especially trying to avoid Wacko from eating any leftover of it.
Reach into her pocket, pulling out some strawberry chocolate sprinkled ice cream on it towards him, savoring the moment with a smirk.
This one I saved especially just for you.
Wander's eyes light up as she pulled out the ice cream. He can't help but grin. Aw, you saved some just for me? You're the best. You're the best, he says, taking the ice cream from her with grateful expression. And good thinking. Gotta keep it away from Wacko and his unstoppable appetite.